And we are live, and boys, we have made it. We are here. NFL season 2023 is here. Let's go around the panel. The guy who biggest game possibly since he's been alive. Carson Shear. I know what you're doing at 8:20 tonight. What's going on, my friend?
What's up, guys? How are you doing? That's right, Kurt. Huge game tonight for the Lions. Breaking news, Travis Kelce is out tonight for the Kansas City Chiefs. Just puts more and more pressure on the Lions. You have to win this game. No Chris Jones, no Kelce. Go out and take care of business. Let's go.
Mr. Siciliano, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hope everybody's doing well. And Mr. Carson's Lions will win the game tonight. That's
Let's
my
go,
prediction.
sis.
Well, I got something to tell Mr. Siciliano. You can get awake from taking your naps last week against Middle Tennessee State because you got a real football game at, I believe it's 7:30 on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's going to not be easy. We got a couple of people hurt in the secondary. You don't like it.
All right, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Mr. Joey Clams, the one and only. What's going on?
No. Frankie Coffee Cake's no good. I don't want this kid shooting my dice looking at this guy's face. Get a towel from the bar, put it over his face. Hey, how you doing? How are you? Listen, I just want to say one thing. My Gumbada, Richie Rocco, a.k.a. Sonny, just got surgery on his knee, a little cartilage done. He was, let me tell you, he's a big gambler. Back in the day, he would bet over the phone 20, 30,000, and when he lost, he wouldn't pay. He said, the guy took off. He would make up a story. He won't only collect, he wouldn't pay. Salud, Richie.
And last but not least, Mr. Kenneth Kirkpatrick.
Good evening, everyone, and looking forward to everyone's saying we're finally here, football season, Kurt. Good luck to Carson's Lions tonight. We're going to pick that game in a minute. I will say this. I do have last week's week 1 college football standings in front of me. And Joey, I think you're going to be proud of this. All 5 of us had a winning record in week 1, and that's the toughest week in my opinion, to come out on top. And we picked 15 games last week, and we all have a winning record with point spreads. That's pretty impressive. So real quick, and we're only 2 games apart from first to last place. So everybody's right there. I consider everybody in first place, but record-wise, 10-5 is Carson, Joey Clams, and myself, 10-5. Kurt is 9-6. Sis is 8-7. Sis lost ground with us because he took Miami of Ohio. He went against my boys, and he took the points with Miami of Ohio. So that's where he lost a little ground on us. But I know he's coming back this week, and he'll probably be in first place next week. He's just giving us a little, Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, Carson, or guys, could you just check what the over and under is in Mahomes' rushing yards tonight?
I'll get to that. Go ahead. We'll get to that. Go ahead, Carson. You want to get that for him?
And then last but not least, our best bets. We got some work to do on our best bets, but again, it was week 1. Carson 1-1, Joey 2-3, myself 1-1, Sis 0-1, Kurt 1-1. So this week we're going to get back on track. I know we're going to hit some of these best bets, and our fun little prop bets. We were close, but we missed a little bit.
Okay.
Kurt, got a comment from Mike Rago. Hey, Joe Clams, it's Mike. We did bid together and work release on weekends. Looking good, pal.
Hey, buddy. How you doing? How's everything? Remember the salami sandwiches?
Thanks for joining us, Mike. Got a little fun show. Hope you can hang out and, give us some predictions as well. But I'm ready to roll, Kurt, if you are.
I'm ready to roll. We'll start with the college slate, right? We'll do our college. Kevin.
Yeah, we like doing college first. So this week we got, I think it's 9 games total. Our first one's going to be Friday night, boys. Throw the Friday night game on there. Usually it's a Thursday night game, but of course the NFL got the Thursday night game this week. So a little Big 10, Big 12 action. Get the ball rolling, a little appetizer. Joey Clams, I got Kansas, last night's odds, FanDuel. Kansas laying 3.
Give me the Jayhawks minus the 3.
Carson, what do you like in this one?
Yeah, I'm with Joey. I like Kansas here. They're at home. Week 2, I think they're going to get the ball rolling. So give me Kansas.
Kurt.
I'm with them. My Kansas, I think the quarterback's coming back, but just a play I heard from a couple of podcasts say a lot of people like the under in this game. So just throwing that out there. But for the
There you
show,
go.
I take Kansas with minus the 3.
Sis, little Illinois Kansas appetizer Friday night.
Kansas.
Yeah, and I'm going to go Kansas as well. I think Illinois, they lost. We got Tommy DeVito, little practice squad third string quarterback, looked good in preseason on our Giants. So I don't know how they're going to recover from losing him. And they look like the Illinois team struggled in week 1. So I'm going to sweep the board with Kansas game 1. On to Saturday's action. Our first game on the slate is going to be Notre Dame. 2-0, Sam Hartman looking good, but you can say they played a couple cupcakes in Navy and Tennessee State. So we're going to go. I got it, Kurt. We're going to go with Notre Dame laying 7.5, ACC, NC State. Let's go to Carson first on this one. At Notre Dame, 7.5, 11:30 start.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah,
NC State. Sorry about that.
I'm going to rep the Irish here. I think, I had some speculations at the start of the season. Our good friend Paul Rosen, who's on our Wednesday show. I like what I saw the past couple games. They put up a lot of points. You mentioned, Kenny, they were cupcake games, but NC State, they had trouble with UConn last week, which is the only thing that's kind of hesitating me to pick Notre Dame. So I'm going to go Notre Dame. This is actually one of my best bets of the week, minus 7.5.
Mr. Siciliano, I'll go to you next on this one.
I think that's too many points. That's 10 points. So I'm going to take the home team, North Carolina State.
I'm with you, sis. The spread was 7.5. Does that change your mind? Okay. Sis said no, and I'm going to go with North Carolina State also. I think this is the first test that Notre Dame has, and we're going to see how good they are on the road against an ACC opponent. I think NC State's kind of like near the fringe, just below the top teams in the ACC. I think at home they'll be fired up. Give me North Carolina State covering the spread here. Notre Dame wins a close one. Carson, you went. Sorry, Joey Clams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Notre Dame here. They did have maybe 2 cupcake games, but Hartman got comfortable with his team. They're starting to look like they're in rhythm. Go Irish.
And Kurt, your pick.
Yeah, I'm with Clams. I'll be honest. I'm with Clams on this one. I think the difference is Hartman. They've in the past couple of years they've had physical teams that could run the ball, but they didn't have good quarterback play. Hartman looks good. Listen, NC State was supposed to blow out UConn. They didn't look good. I don't trust them at all. I just think the better players are on Notre Dame, so I'm going to lay the points with Notre Dame.
Going to go to game 3 on our list, Kurt, and that's going to be the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Matt Rule, they blew another close one last week. Back to the old Nebraska, same team, different coach, losing in the fourth quarter against last week's darlings and maybe the upset of the year. Colorado Buffaloes going to TCU and beating the runner-up national champions, TCU Horned Frogs, in TCU. Colorado is a favorite in this game, 2.5. Kurt, I'm going to go to you first on this big game, Sunday at noon.
Well, Saturday at noon.
Saturday at noon.
First and foremost, Matt Rule, that was an absolute disgrace in week 1. You paid him all that money to come in. You gave him a 7-point lead against a team, Minnesota, that had no business winning that game. And he not only does he give up the tying touchdown, then they're letting their quarterback, I forgot his name. Sims is the name.
Yeah, Sims.
I mean, he couldn't throw the ball if there was 3 tires there alone, and he's letting him throw the ball. Matt Rule is an absolute horrendous coach. And you know what? This place is going to be rocking in Colorado on Saturday. They're going to blow their doors off this team. This team could score. They're going to put up 40. I know Colorado's defense isn't good, but they're going to blow the doors. Matt Rule is totally one of the most overrated coaches in the country. Horrendous. I'm taking Colorado. Dion over Matt Rule any day of the week for me.
Joey Clams.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking to fade the Buffaloes, Colorado, but not this week. There's going to be a spot where they're going to get overvalued, and then you're going to pound against them. But I'll sit back in the weeds, and like what Kerr was just saying, Matt Rule, and everywhere he went, it always took him maybe 6 games a year to get his team on the same page. But I'm going to go. I think they're going to get smacked in the face. Colorado's going to blitz them on the offense and throw the ball all over the place. Give me the Buffs.
Kenny, our good friend Jody Moncrief, just repeating what we saw about Kelsey being out today, and Jody saying Colorado by 14.
There you go.
Mr. Carson Shear, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, again, one of my best bets of the week. I got to go with you guys, the Colorado Buffaloes. Unfortunately, I'm going against my word from what I said last week. I thought TCU was going to take care of that game. Boy, they proved me wrong. They got 2 legit Heisman contenders in Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. I think especially this first game at home from a team that won 1 game last year, that stadium's going to be rocking and crazy. So give me the Buffaloes big.
Sis, your thoughts on this game? Enough said.
Could he say that again? I'm sorry, Kenny. Can you say that again, please?
Deion Sanders.
That's a Buffalo's pick for Sis. And I'm with you guys. I'm going Colorado, and I'm just going to, everybody out there, Jody, Keith, Dave Slade, enjoy this run because Colorado's for real. But I will disagree with Kurt on one thing. He said Matt Rule's the most overrated coach. Mr. Sonny Dykes, in my opinion, is the most overrated coach. He inherited that TCU team last year. He didn't pick. Those weren't his kids last year.
Well, I guess running for 7.2 yards a carry isn't good because he threw it 42 times.
My guy's Debo.
We got a bunch. I'll have to do a little segment on that one. Overrated coaches in college football. Kurt, our next game on the list, game number 4. We don't have the logo for it, but it's a little Ole Miss SEC traveling to AAC's Tulane Green Wave. Kurt, I'm going to go to you first again on this one.
This is tough because this is the SEC.
Oh, the spread is 7.5. I got. Sorry.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, I think it's tough because SEC against these little, peewee conferences. But you know what? I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take, just because it's more than 7, it's probably one of the biggest games in Tulane history. It's at home, national television. So I will take the 7.5 points.
I'm with you, Kurt. I think it's going to be close. Tulane's on the map now. They're becoming now they're taking over as the kings of the AAC with Cincinnati gone. So they're going to try and get that role. I think they're going to play close. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I'm going to take the points here, 7.5, and don't be surprised if that hook is the difference and it's a 7-point game. Sis.
The Running Rebels.
Running Rebels of Ole Miss, Mr. Carson.
Yeah, Ole Miss is one of those teams that kind of gets slept on every year in the SEC. I know that you mentioned, Kurt, it's going to be one of their biggest games at their program's history, but that 0.5 point does scare me. So I would buy it down to 6.5. I could see it being a 7-point game. That 0.5 point, I don't like at all. So I would go with the Rebels, but see if you can buy it down to 6.5.
And last on this game, but not least, Mr. Joey Clamps.
Listen, you guys make the comments. Oh, this is SEC against this. It's not an all-star game. It's not the all-star SEC against another conferences. The 2 teams are playing. You'll never win handicapping it like that because even last week and this year, it doesn't work for you. You can't go in half pregnant thinking, well, just because this team plays for this conference. It's not an all-star game. It's not. You can't handicap that. You'll never win. Give me the green.
So how do you handicap it then?
What? You don't handicap a conference. There's 2 teams playing. Handicap the teams. Not you keep handicapping the conference. It's not an all-star game. It's not East versus West or American League versus.
You got to look at who they play and what.
How's that been working out for you? How's it been working out? It hasn't been working out.
We'll see on Sunday. We'll see on Saturday night when
But I'm
Texas
just
plays
saying,
Alabama. We'll
hey,
see.
You'll see.
We'll see.
Maybe it'll work Sunday, but you can't go into a game handicapping a game because one team plays in one conference against another. There's a point spread involved. It doesn't work that way. It's two separate teams playing.
So who you got in this game?
It's not an all-star game where you got 10 guys from Alabama, 6 from LSU. It's one team versus the other. How's it been working out against non-conference for the SEC so far this year?
Okay.
Give me Sean King's Green Wave.
Before Kurt opened up the can of worms, did everybody go in this game? I forgot already.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kidding. Did everybody honestly go in this game?
No,
I forgot.
seriously, that's not a good way to handicap it because you play in a conference versus it's not the conferences.
I'm gonna take one rebuttal, and this is all I'm gonna say. There's no we pick games and stuff, but the handicapping, nobody picked the handicapping on the Duke game. Because if you watch the Duke Clemson game, Clemson dominated that game. Dominated them. 4 times they had the ball inside the 10 with 0 points. If they scored 3 of those times, they blow that game away. There's nobody that's going to go and say, I told you Duke. No, because
nobody's saying, but no, I'm not saying that. You're talking about something. You do not handicap games when 2 teams are playing that one team's in one conference and the other team's the other. It doesn't work. It's 2 teams. There's a point spread involved. You don't handicap.
All right, guys, we're moving on.
Next
I know
game.
we're moving on. I know you guys both want to get your points in, but we are an hour show, so I'm moving on.
It hasn't been working. Look at the records.
Texas A&M Miami is the next game on the list. I'm going to go first. Let you guys calm down for a couple minutes. I got Texas A&M laying 4.5 over Miami.
What's the total?
I don't have the total in front of me. If somebody can get that for him. I'm going to take my boys, Mario Cristobal over Jimbo Fisher, 2 coaches who I think are on the hot seat. I'm going to take the 4.5 at home, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully my boys roll to 2-0, get the upset. But I'm definitely taking the 4.5. Carson.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kenny. This is upset alert. I'm going to go with the Hurricane. And Joey, it's 51.5 right now. I'm seeing on FanDuel.
Okay.
Sis, A&M Miami, SEC, ACC. Sis got the U. I love it. Love it. Carson, not sorry, Clamps.
Yeah, Texas A&M. I mean, I know they play in hot weather, but this is going to be muggy weather in Florida, and I think they're going to have a hard time keeping up with the receivers on Miami. Give me the Canes, and I'm on the over 51 in this game, so go over this game.
Couple comments coming in. Jody saying, let's agree Sam Hartman is the Heisman front runner. Let's not get carried away there yet. Let's see what happens when you play some big boys. Return the Belt saying hello, guys. Hello, Return the Belt. Thanks for joining us again this evening. We're doing some picks in college football right now for those just joining. Kurt.
I don't like the spread in this. It's too much. I will money line A&M. Again, you're giving me an SEC team against Miami. I don't like that they're on the road. I don't trust Jimbo Fisher, but listen, A&M last year was a preseason top 6 team, I think, in the country. They got talent over there. They'll win the game, but I would money line it. I wouldn't lay any points with them.
Who are you taking with the points?
I'm not taking points. I'm taking money line A&M.
Well, for the show, you got to take the points.
Then I got to give the points because A&M is going to win the game. Okay. So I guess A&M.
For our standings, that's why.
Yeah. Okay. A&M.
All right. Fair enough. Next game on the list is a little rivalry game, early rivalry game every year. Carson's going to get the first pick on this one. It's Iowa Hawkeyes, Big Ten, traveling to the Cyclones. And I got Iowa laying 3.5, Carson.
I love the Hawkeyes here in this one. This is a heated rivalry game. I know the Hawkeyes are on the road. Cade McNamara, transfer from Michigan. He had an unreal performance last week. I love the Hawkeyes big in this game. Give me Iowa.
Joey.
Yeah, I was just for the show, but this is a really tough game. I hate that the hook in it, especially with Iowa, because they squeeze wins out and they milk the clock. But I'm going to take the Hawkeyes. Their defense is good.
Sis, interstate rival, Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa's got the better defense, so give me Iowa.
Kurt.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm going to take Iowa too. Again, they'll be able to run the ball and play defense. So I think their defense gets this done. Again, for the show, I'll take the 3.5. I wouldn't lay the 3.5. I would money line them, but I'll take Iowa.
And for the show, I'm going to take Iowa State because I think it's a field goal game and that half a point's going to be the difference. But here's a coach. We're talking about coaches on the hot seat. This guy Matt Campbell was talked about going to the pros 2 years ago. And what's happened 3 years ago and what's happened since. So he better get his program back on track in what's going to be a tough Big 12 this year. So this is how you get on track. Go win your home opener against your interstate rival. Iowa and show that you're for real this year because you're going to be on the way out soon because you have not done anything over there since Brock Purdy and Breece Hall left. Next game on the list, Kurt, is our big one. And it's Sis's boys. So we'll let him go first or last. What do you want to go, Sis?
Let's
First
just
or
go
last?
first. Let's just go first.
Thank you. We're hurting in the secondary. I'm a little worried about this game. Texas got a pretty good team.
You're going to say Bama wins, though, just for the show?
Yeah, I'm going to say for the show, Bama wins. But like I said, I follow this, and we're banged up in the secondary.
I'll go next, and then agreeing with Sis, banged up in the secondary. I think 7 may be a little too many points. They got 3 quarterbacks over there in Alabama, so we're going to see a lot of new players. I think Texas keeps this close. I would not be totally surprised at an early upset. It seems like Alabama does have those losses early in the season and then just roll on after that. But I think Alabama still wins this. But I'm going to take Texas with the points, though. Carson.
Yeah, I'm going to go Texas in the points, too. I think they're a legit playoff contender. Remember, this game basically came down to the wire. And I think especially since it's in Bama, I think Bama's probably going to win this game. But I would go Texas with the points. I like Quinn Ewers a lot.
And Kurt, you're the SEC guy. Let's go to you.
Yeah, listen, I agree, Carson. He's a good quarterback, but if they lose this game, you know what they're going to be calling for, right? Mr. Arch Manning, here we come. That's what these fans in Texas are going to want. They want to win. They don't care about 7 points, these fans. They want to win. I think Texas can win this game. I think it's either going to be Texas wins or they get beat by the spread. And I'm not going against Alabama at home with Nick Saban. I think you're going to see, just like you said, Kenny, I think you're going to see you mentioned about the 3 quarterbacks, so I don't think it's going to be last year's Bryce Young throwing it. I think it's going to be old school. Texas's defense still has not impressed me. When you see them in games, some games, they're giving up 40 points, 50 points. I think Alabama's going to line up and just run right down their throats. I'm going to take Bama -7 in this game. Old school Bama. Defense and running game just runs right down Texas's throat.
Joey, you get the final word in this game.
And by the way, Clemson opened up as a 14-pointer, and then they closed at 11.5. So the handicap was right when they took Duke on Monday.
Right, but you don't handicap when you get.
All right, we're going to mute you guys. If we continue with this game, we're on Texas, Alabama.
The eyes of Texas are upon you. This is a big game for Texas. This program needs to come back. They got to win this game. They have to win this game outright. Make a statement. Make a big statement. Show that the Longhorns are back in college football. And just be careful with the 3 quarterbacks from Alabama. This guy Saban likes to play possum and try to trick you. But I'm going to take Texas Longhorns with the points. And Alabama might squeeze it out. But this is a big game for Texas. They have to win this game. Go in there. Make a statement. Show that you're the real deal right now because it's wide open.
Kenny, real quick question for you. I made the statement before.
Well, hold on. Let's get Jody's question for Sis first.
Okay.
Jody's got a question. Sis, your thoughts on Reese, the offensive coordinator for Alabama, calling his first game?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's experienced, and I don't think he's going to crack on the pressure. I think he'll be fine.
All right, Kurt, your question.
Kenny,
Sorry.
my question for you, because I made a statement and Joey just said Texas has to win this game. We're not talking about spreads and how many points or whatever. These Texas people there need and want to win this game. So if they don't win and they don't put up 40 points and lose, do you think people are going to start hearing, and like Carson said, this quarterback's good, but do you think people in Texas, you know how they are with football? Hey, we want Arch Manning. Do you think you're going to start hearing that right now, Kenny?
It depends on what this guy, how he plays, you know.
I was just gonna say, depends. You know, you're gonna get people calling for Arch Manning regardless because he's a Manning. But unless they get blown out 40-0, Kurt, I think the true Texas fans aren't gonna call for the change of quarterback after week 1, unless
Okay.
it's a complete, absolute 3-4 interception game from this kid.
Good point, Kenny.
Mike Rago, man, this guy picking on you, Joe. He's tit for tat.
Mikey, C76. I'll trade you bread for potatoes.
All right, we got 2 more games. First one's a bonus game that I forgot to add on the list, guys, and that's Joey Clams. He likes that's the last game. Joey Clams, Oregon Ducks. I'm gonna let you go first. You like those Oregon Ducks out there, and Kurt's boy Bo Nix traveling to Texas Tech. Oregon 6.5-point favorite on the road, Joe.
Yeah, I know, and that line's going down to 6. But you know what? I can't trust Texas Tech. I'm going to trust Bo Nix. He's been in the league 5 years. Is it 5 years, Kurt?
This is his 5th year. 3 in Auburn, 2 in now.
And let me tell you something. He could play. He's a good quarterback. He's got guts. He's got moxie. He's going to put his head in there. Give me the Ducks. Give me
Mike's
the Ducks.
saying he needs tonight NFL 2 and C76. Good times. Let's go to Carson next. Little Pac-12 and Big 12.
Yeah, I'm with Joey. Give me the Ducks. Lay big here against Texas Tech.
Sis, little bonus game. I just told you about this one a few minutes ago. So we got Ducks 6.5 over Texas Tech.
I'm going to take Texas Tech here.
You know what, Sis? I'm with you. I think they traveled and got upset to Wyoming in overtime, and I think they were supposed to be a sleeper team, and I think they got a big one coming. Everybody's down on them. Everybody's high on the big Pac-12 that they had 13-0 start last week. I think Texas Tech pulls off the upset of the week and beats Oregon. Sorry, Joe.
That's all right. Hey.
Kurt.
Yeah, you know what? I'm with you and Sis. I mean, on paper, this game should be a blowout, right? Bo Nix but you know, you look at the last couple of years, Oregon always goes on the road and gets upset. And I would buy it to 7.5. I would definitely like the Joey saying I was at the Wyoming Tech game. Tech is overrated. Tech came back. I think they have like 9 or 10 guys coming back from the offense. So I don't know. I still would say Oregon wins, but if I could buy a point and take 7.5 at home with Texas Tech, I think it's a desperate. They got to win this game. I would take the points, but I still think Oregon wins.
One more game on our college list, Kurt, and it involves your boys. It's a nightcap. Oh, sorry, Kurt. You're doing the pictures.
Sorry about that.
That's my fault. Your boys, Auburn, 1-0 under the Hugh Freeze era. They beat the mighty Massachusetts Minutemen in week 1. But now they're going out west to play the Pac-12. Again, I just said 13-0. Was it a fluke? Or some of these teams frauds? We're going to find out this week because the Auburn traveling to the west. Both teams, we'll see. Little Pac-12, SEC. We got Auburn laying 6.5 in this one, Kurt. Give us your thoughts on this first.
Yeah, listen, it's a scary game as an Auburn fan. You got to travel. You got to go out west. It's a late game. Again, Cal coming off, they scored a lot of points. But, again, I'm taking Auburn. I think it's a close game. I love Hugh Freeze. Again, he got the talent in. You could see it. The kid Hunter's going to be back this week. They're RB1. Carson, Your QB did a nice little job for us in week one. They put Ashford in, and they still run that little package with him. I'm going to take Auburn minus 6.5. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a tough game, but better players will get this one done. Auburn minus 6.5.
I'm going to go to Sis next because he's the other SEC guy and get his thoughts on it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you said it. SEC against Pac-12. Auburn.
I'm going to go next. I think it's going to be close for a half. I think Auburn's team speed is going to be a little faster than Cal. I don't think Cal is a very good team in the Pac-12. I think Auburn's going to have a little more speed in this game. I think they pull away late in the third and fourth quarter. And I think a good bet here, Joe, I think would be the over in the total in this game. So I'm going to take Auburn, lay in the 6.5. Not one of my favorite bets of the week, but I'll take them. I think they got a little more talent than Cal. Let's get your thoughts, Joe.
Yeah, Cal put up a lot of points last week, but it was against North Texas. Cal never put up points like that. The same thing with Stanford. Like, they're just like a dud team. I think Auburn goes into Cal Berkeley and robs them.
And
War Eagles.
And Carson, last words on this one.
I'm going to go with the Golden Bears. I think they got a nice quarterback coming in, Sam Jackson, with a lot of momentum. Again, home team, so I'm going to go with the Cal and the points.
Jody saying Notre Dame, NC State. I'll just go rapid fire. I picked NC State. Joe, who did you pick in that game? I forgot.
Notre Dame.
Kurt.
Notre Dame.
Carson.
Notre Dame.
And Sis picked Notre Dame as well, right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't take Notre Dame.
You took NC State with me. That's right. Yep. Okay. So that's what we did there, Jody. It was a little mixed thoughts on that one, almost 50-50. Can't do 50-50 with 5, but closest to 50-50 that you can get. All right, Kurt, going to move on to some pros now. We're doing okay on time. I'm looking at the time, boys, so this is good. And we're going to get right off the bat. NFL starts tonight, and we got a big one. And Carson, do you want to go first or last with your boys?
I'll go last.
Wants to go last. Fair enough. So we're going to go Joey Clams first. I got the Lions getting 4.5 now. Travis Kelce mentioned not too long ago. He is out, Joe.
It went to 3.5.
Went down to 3.5. That's breaking news there. So down to 3.5 now, Joe. So if you had it at 3.5, what are we doing here?
Well, I took the Lions yesterday, Carson. You got the alert for me, and when I told you now plus 6.5, and then 2 minutes later it went down. It started moving down. We got the info really fast, but now I'm going to come back the other way and play a big middle, and I already laid 4 with the Chiefs. So if you see 3.5, said 3. Like Mahomes at home opening day. Sis says he's 8-0. Andy Reid with time to prepare. Kansas City, they're going to get the rings tonight and celebrate. And you know what? I can't go against Mahomes. The Lions still got to prove me. Who are the Lions that they get respected? They haven't did anything in I don't know how many 70 years. So until they prove it to me, give me the Chiefs. I'll lay 3. 3.5, 4.5, 4.
Let's get Sis's thoughts because he did say 8-0 Mahomes before we went on the air.
Well, Andy Reid is 8-0, yeah.
Yeah, this all depends what time they're going to give the envelopes out behind the field house. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the Lions with the points.
Nice.
You know what, Carson? I said it yesterday. The Lions are going to shock the world, and they're going to not only cover the spread, they're going to win this game outright. And that was even before Kelce was out. The Lions, I think they're going to live up to their hype this year. Jared Goff, he's one of the only quarterbacks in the NFC to win to be in a Super Bowl, right? Him and Stafford, I think, to win, right? So I'm going to take the Lions here, and they're going to make a statement. They're going to win a close one. Kurt.
You know what? Carson, I think, had the best point on the whole show tonight when he said Now there's no Kelsey, more pressure on. I would rather have Kelsey and Jones, everybody there, because now it's like all the pressure's off Kansas City. They lose. We didn't have Kelsey, and that's a dangerous animal. I'm going to listen to me. I'm a Bronco fan, so I'm rooting for Detroit. I don't like this game with the spread. For the show, I will take the 3 points because, again, I'm rooting for Carson, and let's get it done tonight, Carson.
Nice.
But Kansas City is going to win this game, man. I've seen it too many times. This guy Mahomes at home, and it's stupid as it sounds. I would have rather them have to play Kelsey and the whole group because now Mahomes is like, I really got to beat Superman tonight, and you know he's going to be Superman at home. Championship, the banner, the rings. I don't know. I'm pulling for you, Carson. I'm rooting for you, but I'll take the 3 points.
Before we get to Carson's thoughts, Joey, a quick question from Mikey Rago. He wants to know, what about the under in this game
53.5.
You know what? It went down to. I'm on the over. I've been on the over. I went over 54. It turned out to be a bad number when it went down to 52, but it's coming back up. No Jones on the defensive side for the Chiefs. Muggy weather. It's going to be, and you know what? The Lions could put up some points. I'm on the over on this game.
There you go. Now, Carson, your thoughts on the game and then your official pick.
This is it. I mean, the hype train is here. All the months of training and the offseason and the draft, we put it all together. I mean, if we're legit and is who we say we are, who's to say we can't walk into Arrowhead and beat the defending champs? Mahomes has never lost on opening night. But, boys, records are meant to be broken. Lions money line, let's go. No Kelsey, no Chris Jones. And listen, if Mahomes beats us tonight without his best weapon, props to him because he's going to have to get it done. I do like Joey with the over here as well. Jared Goff, the last time he did play Mahomes, that was that crazy Monday Night Football game in Los Angeles. So I'm on the over here as well. But give me the Lions as well.
Nice.
One more thing I just want to say to Carson. Hey, just to, with both teams, this is a non-conference and a non-division game. So whoever loses, it's not the end of the world.
Good point.
All right, Kurt, I'm going to try and move a couple of these games a little faster because I know we got about 20 minutes left. So I'm going to give you this one, Kurt, first. 49ers, Sunday's action. 49ers traveling to Pittsburgh. One of the top teams, another top team in the NFC. Steelers, maybe flying under the radar. Got the Niners on the road in Pittsburgh laying 2.5, Kurt.
Again, don't like this game at all. Two good teams at Pittsburgh. If this game was at Frisco, I'd be all over Frisco. But, for the show, I'll take San Francisco, but I'm not touching this game. It's going to be too good. It's going to be defensive battle. I'll take San Fran for the show, but I don't like it at all.
I'm going to go to Joey Clams next.
You know what? Home underdog plus the 2.5 points. I see this line creeping down to 2. It's going to get to 1.5 by kickoff. Probably no Kittles. Bosa just signed. He's not going to get any reps. And you know what? Purdy's coming back off an injury. He's like a question mark. Give me the steel curtain at home plus the 2.5 points.
I'm with you, Joe. I'm going to take the Steelers as well. This is one of them teams, the 49ers, when they're always expected to do very well, they get that injury bug. All these guys, like you said, Kittle, Bosa, Deebo Samuel, Purdy, they're all injury prone. McCaffrey, these guys can go down at any time and more fragile, in my opinion, than other players. And
here's another point. Just like I said before about the Chiefs, like if Kelsey could have played tonight, but they're going to have 10 days off, and it's a non-conference, non-division game. Same thing here with the 49ers. They're in a weak division. So what? They'll take a mulligan on this game. They'll be okay still after that. So you got to always look at that, too, when you cap the game.
All right, Sis, let's get your pick in this game. I got the Steelers 2.5.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say the Steelers have a good defense. Purdy's banged up a little bit from last year. I'm going to go with the
Steelers. Carson, your pick.
Yeah, I think I'm with Sis. I don't like this game at all. It's going to go back and forth. You got pretty much one of the best defenses in the NFC and one of the best defenses in the AFC. But I think at Pittsburgh with Tomlin, I'm gonna take the Steelers. I think opening week, I think they could pull it off. Give me the Steelers.
Boy, Carson, I like that. A lot of us took Steelers there. I like that. All right, our next game on the list, Kurt, a game not being mentioned much, but it's an interstate rival, and it's a big rival. It's the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Cleveland Browns, week 1. Joey Burrow, 2.5-point favorite over the Browns at home. Joey Clams, your thoughts first.
Home dog. This one here, this is a home dog division game. You give me the Browns. This is a trend, and this is something that I follow. Home division game, underdog at home. Joe Burrows is banged up. This might be a down year for the Bengals if this guy's not 100%. He's been getting nicked up a lot the last couple of years. Give me the Browns, the dog pound. Whoa, whoa.
Right there with you, Joe. I think Joe Burrow, he is playing, but he's been banged up preseason. So, how rusty is he going to be coming out in the dog pound? Like you said, Deshaun Watson, a lot to prove, and I think the Browns may sneak up on some teams early in the season, and this may be one to look into, everybody. And I'm going to take the Browns over the getting 2.5 at home over the Bengals. Kurt.
Again, another game I don't like, but I'm not going against Joe Burrow. I'm not, again, I'm not touching this game because I said the same thing last year. They went into Dallas with Cooper Rush and Dallas blew their doors off. So, I don't trust this team. Again, this team is more, though, when it gets to the postseason and money's on the line, it's hard to go against Joe Burrow. So for the show, I'm not going to touch it, but for the show, I'll take Cincinnati, but reluctantly, don't like it at all.
Sis.
Yeah, traditionally, the Browns always give this team a hard time. So I'm going to take the Browns here.
I like it. And Carson, final thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I like the Browns. I think they're my sleeper team in the AFC. But again, it's like Joe Burrow versus Deshaun Watson. Enough said. Give me the Bengals.
Nice little split there in that game. I'm going to go to Sis first on this next one. It's the NFC champs of last year, the Philadelphia Eagles, traveling to New England and Mr. Belichick. Sis, Eagles are laying 4 in New England.
Yeah, outside of the Giants, obviously. My boy Devontae Smith's on this team, so I always pick the Eagles.
Let's go to Carson next.
I'm going to go with the Patriots plus the points. I think, again, the Eagles, everybody predicts they're going to be probably in the NFC Championship again this year. Foxborough, man, that is a tough place to play. Belichick, I think he's going to be fired up. He's having some family issues right now, and I think he's going to be fired up and trying to win this game. So I'm going to go with the Patriots plus the points.
You know what, Carson? I'm with you. I'm going to take the points here. You give him Belichick a year to prepare for this team, and he was right after the Super Bowl. He was preparing for this team and watching tapes every day. And you're going to give this guy, this coach, 4 points at home in a home opener. I'm going to take it, and we're going to see. I think the Eagles are going to be the kings of the NFC, but they are not going to be 15-2 like they were last year. You're going to see 4 or 5 losses, and I think you're going to get week 1 a loss, New England outright upset. Because you did tell me a stat last year, Joe. Underdogs were 12-4 last year. I'm going to take this as an underdog upset. Kurt.
You're going to back Mac Jones. That's the hard part. I mean, he's atrocious. But again, I'm not putting my money on Mac Jones. I'm going to put it on Bill Belichick. I think the Eagles win, but I'll take the 4 points. I think it'll be a 3-point game. Because again, New England's not going to be able to score much on them. So, I'll take the 4 points. I'll take New England, but I think Philly wins.
And Carson, I apologize. I went to you last in two games in a row. I apologize about that.
Is still Patriots? Patriots plus points.
Yeah. Patriots plus points. Sorry, I said I went to you last on 2 games in a row, and I apologize about that.
Oh, you're good, yeah.
Kurt, your boys are up next. Do you want to go first or last?
I'll go first.
Game?
What was that?
Can I pick the game? Or?
I'm sorry, you didn't pick the game. You're right.
this is a tough game. You got to see if the Patriot offensive line could, hold up the Eagles front, because that's a really good front, probably one of the best in the league. But I'm gonna just go with the home underdog with the surface change. Give me the Patriots.
Like it, Joe. Let's hope that happens for our Giants. Kurt, first or last with your boys?
I'll go first.
All right. We got the Raiders traveling to Denver, Kurt.
Yeah, I'll make this short.
We got Denver -4 for the odds.
Yeah, again, I will never. I will never bet Denver games because I don't care. I just want them to win. So I don't care if they win by 1, by 30. It doesn't matter. So my tips are just going to be, there's going to be 3 games we talk about that are must wins. This is one of them. All we heard for a whole offseason, it was Nathaniel Hackett's fall. Russ is Russ. Now we got Sean Payton. You'll see. Well, we're going to see. They have to win this game. You lose this game, you're right back to where you were last year. So again, I really don't care what they win by. But for the show, I'll take Denver minus the points. Denver will get this win in Peyton's debut.
I'll go next. I agree with you. It's week 1, but you want to get off to a fast track. But the Raiders got Jimmy Garoppolo, decent quarterback. They got Josh Jacobs, who just signed, came back, and they got one of the top receivers, if not the top receiver in football, Devontae Adams. And they've given the Broncos headaches the last couple of years.
They have.
And laying 4 points week 1, way too many points. Broncos squeak out one. You'll be happy at 7 o'clock. You, Jody, and Keith and the boys, you'll be happy, but it's going to be a field goal game, in my opinion. So I'm taking the points with the Raiders. Carson.
Going the Broncos, Kurt. I think this team's for real. I think you guys are going to at least make the wild card. Sean Payton's debut. I think their defense is going to slow down Jimmy Garoppolo a lot. Give me the Broncos.
Joey Clams.
You know what? I gotta see it to believe it with Russell Wilson. So just commitment to excellence, the silver black. Just win, baby. Give me the Raiders.
And Sis, the final thoughts on this game, Raiders and Broncos.
The Broncos defense will win this game.
They're going to cover the 4?
What happened?
Are they going to cover the 4?
Yeah, well, if I'm taking a defense.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha. No, I'm sorry. All right. So
Jody's saying 31-17. 31-14. Sorry, 31-14.
All right. Next game. 2 teams that are going in directions. I think that could be dangerous teams in the AFC this year. Sleeper teams, and it's the Miami Dolphins traveling to the LA Chargers. Let's go. Joey Clams first on this one. Chargers laying 3 at home, Joe.
I'm always hoping for the Chargers. They look good, great uniforms. They got all the studs and everything like that. But you know what? I don't trust the coach. Give me the fish from South Beach. Give me the Dolphins.
Kurt, AFC West against AFC
You know what?
East.
I'm exactly with Clams. I don't trust the coach. I think Vic Fangio is a great defensive coordinator, not a head coach, a great defensive coordinator. You're going to put him on Miami. He'll slow that Charger offense down. And I just think too many weapons. I don't think the Heat's, it's not like, oh, they got to go play over there. I mean, they're from Miami, so if it's hot, it shouldn't matter. I like Miami. I think Miami's the better team, the better coach team. And I think Fangio with the defense slows Chargers down a little and you give me 3 points, I'll take the 3 points.
Carson.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Chargers here. I think Jalen Ramsey not being there is going to be a big downfall for the Dolphins. I'm going to go with Chargers.
That's a good point, Carson. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Sis.
Give me the Fins.
This is tough. I'm gonna go Fins here as well. It's week 1. The grass, it's the same turf. Week 1, you're not traveling on a short week, so I'm gonna take the home underdog here, Dolphins, but not one of my more confident plays.
They're on. Wait, ain't they playing in LA?
They're playing in LA. I'm gonna take the road team. I meant to say, yeah. Oh. Dolphins on the road, same turf, and they don't have to travel in a short week, so I'm going to take them week 1. Our boys, Sis, coming up next. Sunday night game. National TV. Do you want to go first or last?
It doesn't matter. I'm
All
going
right.
to take the. Go ahead.
No, we'll let you go first, sis, and I'll go last.
I'm going to take the Giants.
Yep. Carson, 3.5 Cowboys laying over the Giants.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Giants here in the points. Again, Dak opening night at the New York Giants, I have question marks with. I'm going to go with your Giants, guys. I think you guys are going to have a statement game week 1.
Joey Clams.
Yeah, Big Blue plus 3.5. Home dog, division underdog, home underdog, divisional game. Give me plus the 3 in the hook.
Kurt.
Team number 2 that 1,000% has to win this game. It's a must win, right? Because you haven't beaten them in years. You didn't look good against them last year. Now you're home, national television, prime time. You just paid your quarterback $40 million. If you don't beat this team on Sunday, when are you going to beat them?
Yeah.
You ain't beating Philly. You better win this game. Absolute must win. If they lose this game, I'm telling you right now, if the Giants lose this game, here comes the ski slope. I'm taking the Giants. They're one of my best bets. But if they lose this game, Kenny, you guys are in for a long year. They better win this game.
Oh, we're in similar situations, so I do agree with that. If we want to contend for the NFC this year and be there with the Eagles, 49ers, Lions, have a shot, you got to beat Dallas. If we lose week 1, we'll still contend for the wild card, but we're not gonna. I don't think, we're still going to be behind a few teams. So I'm going to take the 3.5 here and expect the Giants to pull out this victory. I know why it's 3.5. The Giants have struggled against the Cowboys, but overrated versus underrated. We talk about that all the time. I think the Cowboys are a little overrated, and I think the Giants, with all this Jets talk, are a little underrated. So let's go Giants week 1. And speaking of the Jets, Kurt, we got one more before we do our best bets.
Jody's got a comment. He's asking me, better quarterback, Dak or Jones? Oh, I don't like either one, but you know what? I've seen Dak in big games more than I've seen Jones in big games, and Dak just can't handle it. So I'm just going to have to say Jones because I've seen Dak been there and done that, and he hasn't done good. So I'm going to say Jones, but I don't like either one. But I'll go Jones over Dak.
All right, Kurt. While you just answered that, let's get your pick on this game. Buffalo, week 1, 2.5 over the Jets.
And again, Kenny, same thing. Kenny, same thing. This is team number 3, right? At home all year. We got Aaron Rodgers. And listen, I'm with the Jets. They should have done that move and got Aaron Rodgers. But hey, we got Aaron Rodgers. Here we come. And you're going to lose at home without Von Miller? You better not. You better not. We got the best defensive. We're going to see it. So I'm taking the Jets. Another one of my best bets of the week. They cannot lose this game. At home, no Von Miller. Again, if you lose this, burst the balloon and just end it now. You better win this game on Monday night. At home. Hold on 1 second. Let me get Sis. Hold on. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sis.
Buffalo Bills.
I'm right. I know Sis is my roommate. I'm going with Sis. I think all this hype about the Jets. I know, Carson, you're big on them. I'm not saying the Jets aren't going to make the playoffs, but I think people are sleeping on this Buffalo Bills team. A lot of people predicted this team to go to the Super Bowl last year, and they had a hiccup in the playoffs. I think that is going to be motivation. They're flying under the radar a little bit. Give me Buffalo by a field goal, covering this spread over the Jets Monday night. Joey, Clams.
Yeah, like what Kurt was saying about it's a must-win. The 3 teams that have to get off to a big start, and they're both playing home. The 3 of them are playing home in the divisional games. The Browns, the Giants, and the Jets. I think there's a lot of question marks with the Buffalo Bills. I think there's the wrong favorite here. I think the Jets should be favored in this game. You know what? I got the shoe on with no laces, and I'm waiting for it to fall off. So we'll see what happens. I never, ever picked this team. But you know what? I think too many question marks with the Bills. And the Jets with a quarterback now and the weapons. I think they're ready to roll. They'll get Buffalo. I think it's the wrong favorite. I think the Jets should be favored. Give me the Jets.
And Joe, real quick, 30 seconds less. That's big, right? No Von Miller. Jets' whole line doesn't have to worry
You
about
gotta.
him.
Here's the thing. What you were saying before too is that when you're playing a division game at home and you lose, that's like losing two games.
Yep.
That's like losing two games. So the Browns, the Giants, and the Jets gotta win these games.
Fair enough. And the Broncos, if you're going to throw
Yeah.
division winners in there, Joe, you got to throw the Broncos in there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Carson, final words on this game before we get best bets in.
Jets, Jets. Let's go, Joey. I think the Bills are going to collapse and fall this year. I think this is the year Sean McDermott. He has a lot of question marks. I've been high on the Jets all year long. I've seen Rodgers my whole life. Kid's legit. Well, I shouldn't say kid, but he's a grown man now. They got an all-pro defense at home, like you said, Joey. Division game. I think if I were to pick a best bet, this is my best bet. Jets money line.
And Carson, I know you're not from New Jersey area, New York, but the Jets have one of those living mascots, I call them. You know, not in a costume, and they call him Fireman Ed, and he wears a Jets fireman hat.
He's a fraud.
And he gets on his buddy's shoulders and he quiets the crowd down like this. He quiets the crowd down, and then it's Jets, Jets. I'm not a Jets fan. I've been to Jets games. It's pretty exciting when he does that.
Nice.
Kurt, we got a couple minutes left. We got to get our best bets in.
Okay.
Our prop bets and best bets. So I'm going to pass it off to Carson and Clams for their Carson and Clams 14 parlay of the week. Could be combo
Carson,
of college and pros.
Carson.
Sure. Yeah. So my two picks, I'm going to go Colorado -2.5 over Nebraska. I know it's -3 right now, but I would buy it down to -2.5. And then Notre Dame -7.5 over NC State. Those are my two.
Joey Clams.
Go ahead, Carson. Read it for me that I gave you. So.
Yep. It's over 51 in the Texas A&M game, and then Pittsburgh -7.
Yeah, and with the Notre Dame game, we're putting that in a parlay. You could even go down to 6.5 on an alternate because you're not paying any juice really because we're gonna have a 14 parlay. So get that, go to 6.5 on that Notre Dame game.
Nice,
awesome. Sis, your lock of the week.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, sis. Sorry, go ahead.
That's all right. Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins getting 3. I like it. My frauds of the week, I'm going to go Oregon Ducks. Sorry, Joe. I think Texas Tech at home, it's a must-win for them. I don't think they can afford to go 0-2, even though it's out of conference. I'm going to take the Texas Tech money line at 6.5, being my fraud slayers of the week. See if we can get on track here and get one. Kurt, your crazy parlay.
My crazy parlay is Colorado money line, Bama money line, A&M money line, Notre Dame money line, Tulane +7.5, Washington -34.5, and Oklahoma -16.5. $10 to win 337.
10 to win 327.
337.
337. I'll go back and write this down and see if we hit any of these. I'll go back and listen to the show. Best bets. I'll go real quick. My best bets are going to be Texas Tech getting 6.5. Obviously, if I like them to be a fraud slayer, they got to be my best bet. And sis, I'm with you in the NFL. I like the Dolphins getting 3 as my best bet. Joey Clams.
Yeah, I got 4 dogs. Give me the Packers. Now, we didn't mention that game. I think this is a big game for the Packers. They're a little banged up with the receivers, but they're going to play. Chicago is not a good team. I like the Packers. I like the Browns with the points, Giants with the points, and Jets with the points.
Good luck, Joe. Carson, your best bets.
Yeah, and real quick, Joey, Patrick Mahomes over under rushing yards is 19.5 tonight. I know you asked that before.
It just went up from 17. They hit that when I was telling you that.
Yeah,
guys, get on that. He's gonna run around today. He's fresh. He just came out of the body shop. He's ready to rock.
Nice. Yeah, and then also real quickly, Joey and I's parlay, similar as last week, gets you about 13 to 1. So a couple bucks, why not? We were 1 leg short last week. Clemson burned us, but hopefully we can get it again this week. And then, best bet, I'm going to go Notre Dame -7.5. And then Jets money line in the pros.
There you go.
Kurt, you're up last, and we'll get the final thoughts in right after
my
that.
best bets, I got 3. I'm going to go Colorado, the Giants, and the Jets.
Awesome. Kurt, let's get final. I know, Joey, we have time for that, Kurt, or we got to get Jen on?
Oh, yeah. Real quick. Let's do this rapid fire.
You guys could do that on your show if you wanted to. I was just saying.
No. Let's do this rapid fire style. We got to do it quick. We each pick one team. Joey had a great question during the week, and then he texted me today. He said, "What NFL fan base? What's the exact word you used, Clams?
Tortured.
Like I guess that." I don't want. What's the word we could use? Like a torched fan,
suffered.
like a suffering fan, right? If you had to name one, I'll start it.
Ooh,
mine are the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
They've been so close, so many times. They've had, unbelievable Hall of Famers on teams and 4 Super Bowls in a row. They lost to Kansas City 2 years ago. Last year, losing at home. I'm going to say Buffalo Bill fans.
That's a good one.
Let's go to Carson.
Yeah, I was going to toot my own horn and say the Lions, but if I was a Bills fan, that is brutal. Like you said, Kurt, just getting to the Super Bowl 4 straight years in a row and having to see your team lose after lose after lose, that's got to be brutal. So I'd say Bills.
Kenny.
Mine's got to be the Cleveland Browns. You lose the drive to Elway and back in the 80s,
and then
right? The fumble, and then what happens? They ship out and they move to Baltimore. And what does Baltimore do? Baltimore wins a couple Super Bowls, and the Browns get an expansion team, and they're still trying to get on track. The Browns got to be suffering fans for me.
That's a torture.
Sis.
Minnesota Vikings.
100%.
They're 0 for 4.
Yeah.
And let's
I'm gonna have to say the Lions.
And you know what, Clams? Great question. It was a great. There's so many answers.
Yeah.
What's your team?
I got 2 of them. It's the Browns on what Kenny said, and what Sis said is the Vikings. The Vikings are always good every year, and then they get look what happened to them in the NFC Championship game. The guy never misses a field goal or an extra point. He misses. They lost 4 Super Bowls. They go to the playoff game against the Giants with Carter and Moss on each side. They get blown out. Giants put up a 41 burger on them. The Vikings make it to. I think they made 6 NFC Championship games in the last 20 years, and they can't get through.
Joe, fun fact about that game. That was a game. That was 1998. That Super Bowl should have been 14-2 Broncos versus the 15-1 Vikings.
Absolutely.
And I remember watching that game saying, "Oh, Gary Anderson, he doesn't miss. Oh, he missed." And then, hey, we play the Falcons, and it's that was history.
The fans were chanting Super Bowl, and that's gut wrenching. Right,
it would have put them up 10. It would have put them up 10.
Like Sis hit that on the head.
Little fun fact: Kenny was at that Giants 41-0 game.
He was.
There you go, Kenny. There you go.
All right, Mr. Kirkpatrick, let's do final thoughts.
Yes.
I'll go in order. I'm going to start with Sis. Final thoughts of the week.
Yep. Starting tonight, NFL football, all weekend, football, and more football. So enjoy.
I'll go next. Sis, I agree with you. I can't wait. Listen, this is awesome, man. I'm ready. I'm a Lion fan tonight, Carson. I'm with you.
Let's go.
Hate Mahomes, hate Kansas City, but I'm locked in at 425, Jody. 425, a lot of talking, a lot of this. New sheriff in town with Mr. Sean Payton as the head coach. Let's go. Let's get it done. Joey Clams.
Yeah, I got a little gambling tip for you. The last few years and a lot of years, the dogs have been covering on the spread and winning outright. You know what? Where do they getting these lines from? Where they basing it from? This is the opening day. Everybody feels equal. Everybody in their locker room says, we're going to win. It's not like week 6 where my quarterback's hurt or my offensive lineman is down. We're 1-5. We're done. Everybody's fresh. Look at the dogs first before you pick a favorite. Check the dogs out and look for that half a point in your favor. Let's go. Good luck tonight. Good luck all week. play to win and pay to play.
Jody's saying Russ starts his MVP season tonight. Kenny, I always go to you last, but there's no way you're having the final.
No, I know. I was going to pass
Mr.
it off.
Carson is
I
having
was
the
going
final thoughts tonight.
I was going to. I was
Kirkpatrick,
going
you
to.
are up.
Now, just for the record, I was going to interrupt you if you did go to Carson
Nope.
before me.
No,
so
no,
we're on
no.
the same page there. Obviously, good luck, Carson, tonight. Football is here. I am excited to see what the Giants can do this year. Second year, Dable, Shane. We'll see Sunday night, like you said. Enjoy the games, everybody. Pizza parties for everyone. Let's get some pizza money, like Joey says, and then
right.
and win a couple of these small little wagers. Hopefully, a couple of our prop bets will hit. We'll have some fun.
Don't be
And
afraid
Keith
to
Brugman
win.
saying, "Let's go Lions."
Let's go.
Nice, Keith.
And Mr. Carson Shear, the final thoughts tonight in one of your biggest games ever.
Yeah, this is the most anticipated season I've ever been a part of in my life. We've suffered for many years being a Lions fan, 24 years old, hoping we can win the division this year. And it starts tonight. We're beating the Chiefs. Let's go. And all of our teams are making the playoffs this year, boys.
And is the jersey, is that what you're rocking tonight?
Yeah,
Is
I got Calvin on tonight.
So Calvin's tonight.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
There
Let's
you go.
go.
Let's go.
All right, boys.
All right. Good luck, my friend.
Have
Good
a
luck,
good
everybody.
one.